this is Persephone, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about Steven's upcoming rinsing in Valentine's Day. If you have been watching my channel, you would probably remember the rinsing that he underwent on Christmas, which left him pretty broke. He had to spend very frugal Christmas, eating soup and beans and drinking water, and only the few times that he went to his parents was able to celebrate a bit more. Because I'm generous, I allowed him to attempt to masturbate on Christmas Day, but deep down I knew it would fail, and it did fail because he was impotent, and now that he has realized his situation as a man with a micro penis that exists to serve me, he's locked in chastity for a very long time. I have expanded his chastity sentence more, and I think he is where he should be. For those of you that you have been sending me hate mail, death threats, wishes to get gang raped like some cancer sent me, and so on, I want you to understand that first of all, you're very inferior to me if what I do, a person on the other side of the planet, has such an impact in your emotional state that you need to sit down and write death threats, which makes me laugh at you. Second, do you ever see things from the real black pill perspective? I mean, this time I'm going to be very reasonable and take only $400 in this rinse, but let's play the tape forward. What would Steven be doing on Valentine's Day if I wasn't here? There are two possible scenarios. Scenario number one is he would be depressed all day because of his situation, having a micro penis and not being able to get an erection and so on. And that would be a result of him being fed blue pill bullshit that he deserves to have relationships and sex when he doesn't. And scenario number two, he would have attempted to catfish some woman that he would meet online to go on a date with him, and when the time for sex came, it would be a complete disaster because his penis is 1.5 inches fully erect and the woman would be very, very unsatisfied sexually. So serving me during those times is something that gives him purpose, gives his life meaning, and he's going to be a worker bee for his queen. That's his place and that's what he likes. If you don't like it, if you don't understand it, or if you don't agree with it, well, I have some shocking news for you. Your problems are not my problems, and I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing with or without your approval that I never asked for, okay? So, for someone who has a micro penis and he's too beta, I'm not going to stop repeating that until you're forced to accept it, because my channel is not a democracy, it's a dictatorship. Either you accept what I say or bye-bye. Being locked in chastity, being removed from the gene pool, and serving a goddess is the right path to life. If you don't believe me, have those characteristics as a beta with a micro penis and try to live as an alpha and see what that's going to get you. I have been getting messages from many men who are saying, I don't have a micro penis, I'm tall, can I still be beta? The answer is yes, because how you're raised plays a huge part on your personality. So if your mother was narcissistic, if she was emasculating, if she was abusive, there is a chance you are raised to be a beta and you can function as a beta. So in those cases, it's better to again embrace your nature rather than pretend you're something that you're not. To share some more details about the Valentine's Day rinsing, it's going to happen a few days before Valentine's Day, so I can make reservations in a very luxurious hotel and go there, have a good time, have sex, and of course, film footage for all of you. Unfortunately, YouTube is a family-friendly platform. I cannot show you porn, but I can show you the inside of the hotel. We can talk, because there are many pointless internet entities jealous of my success, that they're saying that those things don't happen and I'm just lying, which I find ridiculous. But I'm going to show you a video from the hotel, from the room and footage inside, and hopefully that is going to shut up a few cancer holes temporarily. When it comes to Steven, I think most of you know him. He's a star paypig by this point. He loves Angora. He has sent me this sweater. I have such a big Angora sweater collection by this point. And he gets aroused by serving me, by suffering for me, and by seeing me wearing those sweaters. There are so many people who say, I don't understand that, I wouldn't do that, those sweaters do nothing to me, being a paypig is stupid. I want to remind you that fetishes are based on the first years of our lives, on psychosexual stages that went less than ideal in our lives. So just because an Angora sweater doesn't do anything for you, it doesn't mean that everyone else agrees with you. And I find it very disappointing to get those comments when I have over 50 videos at this point about fetishes, findom, and paypigs. And if you're going to write smart ass bullshit, at least take some time to read and see what I'm talking about. You don't have to take my word for it. Research online. I'm always confident enough to check and double check my resources and ask people when I'm not directly involved in the fetish. Ask many people from the scene who are on the fetish, like I did with the daddies and little girl fetish, like the previous video. So you don't have to take my word for it. But when you write crap like that, I can't even take you seriously. Steven said recently that he's afraid of me, and that made me realize that he's a smart paypig. He's smarter than most of you in general, because he realizes that I can be dangerous and a psycho in a way that is not normal and that you should be afraid of before you come to pick up fights with me. Because there are so many people who write horrible threats to me, and I'm going to say to you, do you know when I'm going to take you seriously as my rival? Make a video with your face and send it to me. Say it to my face and say, I'm going to find you and strangle you. I'm going to find you and kill you. Whatever you want to say, do it. Because if you're saying those things from fake accounts, immediately I realize you don't have my balls. You can just lash out online from fake accounts because you're jealous. And I have goddesses who are jealous, I have paypigs who are jealous, I have commoners who are jealous. So your feelings are not my problem. You have to understand that. And people who think like that are so stupid, because, like what? Do you even know one YouTuber that someone said a hateful comment and it affected the YouTuber so much that he said, okay, I'm shutting down my channel and I'm going to be a janitor at my mother-in-law's cleaning business because of what you said? If you are brave enough to put your face on even one video, you're braver than most. So you can waste your time, but I suggest you should be as smart as Steven and not create unnecessary enemies. It's different to ask for a fight, and it's different to just disagree. Go with disagreement. I have no problem with comments who have actual arguments. Also, Steven had an opinion recently about Eurasian tiger that I would like to share, closing this video. He said, and I always take what my paypig says seriously, that's one of the privileges of serving me, that I'm going to prioritize you and answer you and take time to think of what you're saying. He said, if Eurasian tiger killed himself, he would do everyone a favor, because it's clear to all of us who have fetishes that he's into the same fetishes and he doesn't have the courage to act on them. And I found that very interesting, because I also have found his fetish blog, and I realized that, yeah, this is what happens when you are not true to yourself and you're a fake ass. Again, that's not our problem, but I wanted to share this here because it was an interesting opinion. I'm going to keep you updated. I'm going to continue the other videos that I have queued, because many of you sent me suggestions for fetishes, and I'm creating a list with all of those suggestions, and the videos that they are requested the most take priority. But even if your video is not as popular, I'm still going to make it, but in most cases you have to be a bit more patient. Videos that have specific demands, such as you want to be mentioned, you want me to be wearing specific things and so on, require tributing. Okay, this is not a charity channel. Other than that, you just wait, you write your requests, and we move on as normal. But I want you to understand, this channel aims first and foremost to change things in the BDSM world and in the real world. Because I get messages from so many men who say to me, thank you, because I'm beta and what you say is true, it's authentic, I feel better serving, I feel better making money and providing. There is nothing wrong with being beta or with being a paypig. If things have made it this way, that you have this personality, if something happened and your hormonal levels were imbalanced and you ended up with a micro penis, or because of your genetics you are too short, that's not the end of the world. You can have the most fulfilling life. On the other hand, you're going to have a miserable, pathetic life, faking your alpha, attempting to fake that you're alpha and fooling no one. Because let me tell you something, women know. Even if you catfish a woman with fake pictures and fake information when she meets you, and when there is a time to have sex or when there is a time for you to act alpha, you won't be able to act alpha. Okay? So why not just skip all of that fakeness and be yourself? There is no bigger luxury in life than being yourself. And you can't just throw everything away and start being beta one day. I understand that, but you can take baby steps. First of all, you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm fine the way I am right now. And I'm going to live the way that makes me happy, not the way that makes someone else happy. So if Steven is happy serving me, and I'm happy being his goddess, your opinion belongs exactly where everything in your life is currently, in the trash can. Because your life is in the trash can if you're sitting here to write shit about me. I'm going to ask you something. Have you ever seen a commercial for Lamborghinis? I've never even seen one. And not just in Greek channels, in German channels that we are watching because many people in my family are Germans, in English-based channels, in American channels, never. Why? Because the people who buy Lamborghinis don't watch TV. Do you know what I mean? The people who want to actively change their lives, both paypigs and goddesses and self-made people and people who fight narcissists, all the people who have quality and watch me, they don't have time to make sock puppet after sock puppet, to write stupid comments. It's only the human trash who do that. So if you are one of those who are about to leave your trash on my doorstep, take a moment to think. Forget about me and take a moment to think, where is my life going? Why have I devolved to the point that sending death threats to someone is the highlight of my pathetic existence? Thank you for watching.